So I spoke to Denis Simon. He's a fellow at the Institute for China-America Studies. I began by asking him if the call paves a positive way forward.
I think so. I think, it's important that they had a breakthrough, and the breakthrough was they finally got a chance to speak with one another. We had the events in Geneva that were very productive, and now finally both men have decided that direct communication was the only way to proceed ahead, and I know that President Trump was particularly anxious to have this phone call. So the fact that it occurred, I think, is a good sign that there could be some better days ahead.
This was the first phone call between them since President Trump took office this second term. What stood out to you in their wide-ranging conversation?
So I'm always impressed when they talk about what they discussed from the Chinese side in particular, because the Chinese side always makes a great effort to emphasize three things: mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. And the reason why they do that is that the old days are over, where the relationship was very asymmetrical, quite hierarchical, and very much among unequals. Today, that's no longer the case, so the dynamics of the relationship have changed, and I think the Chinese are starting to make clear that there's not going to be progress on any issue unless the two sides start from those three agreed upon principles. So that's the first thing that stood out to me with the call. And the second thing is that they both seem at least interested in meeting face-to-face. They both, I think, believe that a face-to-face meeting could be good to further clear the air about what is actually holding things back. The Chinese side was very explicit that it thought the blame was not on its side. And of course, the United States said it had different expectations about what would happen. And so I think, sometimes face-to-face conversation could, in fact, be the best way to get the countries to make some real meaningful progress as they go forward.
Trade tariffs top of mind. What kind of impact could this conversation have, building on their discussions in Geneva and moving forward?
Well, I think that the good thing coming out of Geneva was the establishment of this consultative mechanism that was supposed to be put in place as a framework for them to discuss a multiplicity of issues, not only tariffs, but a number of other trade-related matters, and even perhaps even a broader discussion, including even issues such as TikTok. And I think the Chinese have been extremely pleased that this consultative mechanism exists. But I think the problem is that President Trump believes that he's sort of a one-man show. He's a wheeler dealer, and he keeps trying to make some deal. And I think, frankly, he doesn't really understand how to negotiate with somebody on the other side of the table who's from the People's Republic of China. I think that he doesn't have the cross-cultural sensitivity that would be helpful in order to not mirror image the other side, but really understand what their principal concern is all about.
And what do you think this call could mean for foreign students in the U.S. and hoping to come to the United States? As we know, there are many Chinese students in limbo since that came out a couple of weeks ago with Donald Trump sort of banning foreign students in the U.S.
Yes, I mean, I think that's a major issue, and it would be highly unfortunate if the students became a pawn in the so-called, big power negotiations. I think the student exchanges between the two countries are very important because they are a building block for the future. If we can get our students and young people to learn how to study together, talk civilly with one another, etc., that bodes well for the future. So I'm hoping that President Trump, when he said America still welcomes students from China, that he was being sincere and not manipulative in this. I'm hoping that students are not affected in a negative way, and the 270,000+ Chinese students here don't get negatively affected by the ebb and flow of these discussions over tariffs, trade, and other matters.